Right, hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Looks like it's a little bit low today. Maybe it's messing with the microphone, but hopefully you can hear me. I could probably boost it a little bit if need be. Um, I will wait for Nur to answer because he is our sound check guy. Clear? Okay. Look at that. Ernest is like, Nur's not here. He's sleeping. I'm not taking over today. Thank you, Ernest. I appreciate that for helping. Um, yeah, glad it is clear. Let's see. One sec. Let me hit this. Why is my wife trolling me? Hold on one sec, guys. All right. All right. So, not a bad morning. I don't want to say disappointment because it's more of a miss, right? Um, CPI for the pound came in at 9 instead of 9.1. A couple of the setups we talked about worked out well. They just kind of really didn't give us any pre-movement at all. It is considered a disappointment though because it is considered in the red. So it actually did come in as a negative kind of sentiment. I think a lot of people kind of overestimated. I did too. I was kind of wondering. I was like, man, are we going to get like a 9.3, 9.4? Like that would be pretty insane, right? But I mean, the reality is it was already supposed to be 2% higher, which is absolutely insane in itself. But, 9% year over year. It's just unbelievable with a mandate of two. And then again, some of the headlines we heard this morning, I kind of covered them during the Natix presentation, but I'll rehash it real fast. Powell, crazy that neutral is not necessarily a stopping point. If we need to go, we're not going to hesitate. Um, you know, we'll continue to tighten as we see to get inflation down. It's got to be appropriate, et cetera, et cetera. It would have been better to raise rates earlier with hindsight. Like the fact that, oh wait, Twitch is going to cut you off midstream. Huh? Wonder why it does that. What the heck, Neuro? um, but again, inflation is way too high. We should have used our tools to bring it back in line. It would have been better to raise rates earlier with hindsight. Again, goes back to is is the Fed too political, right? Do you want to be the one that causes the recession? And then this statement right here. Oh wait, where is it? Oh, did I mess it up? There we go. It's not clear if the Fed will have to induce a recession to control inflation. Like that's pretty scary. Like recessions are not fun. Like people lose their jobs. It creates amazing amounts of debt. It creates a lot of hardships for people. This is insane. This is what we've been talking about. You got to be proactive instead of reactionary with everything. So, yeah, it's funny. What a lot of economists are scratching their heads and wondering about is, are we going to have to do this, right? Um, we really have to bring demand down to get inflation in check. Is that what's going to put us in a recession? So it's I don't know. I've never seen anything like this. This is pretty crazy, but this is just that inaction. And again, I think this is the biggest the biggest problem right now with basically the Fed being the way that it's doing. Um, Again, you know, I hate to say this because again, it is a political statement, but love or hate him, Trump at least did things, whether it was right or wrong. He was definitely in action trying to get ahead of things. This one is very much like we're just going to appease everybody. Let's make everybody happy, but you know, just passing the buck down the road, it's going to cause more harm in future. I mean, lack of action is action itself, and unfortunately, now that the Fed is admitting, hey, listen, it would have been better if we did things earlier instead of letting the problem get more out of control. Um, but unfortunately, the political barbs are in. Again, you don't want to be you don't want to be in a recession when you're having midterm elections. Um, it's like the worst case scenario. So now they're like, we're doing everything we can, and it's basically Powell's becoming the scapegoat now. Um, but Biden is still saying, "Yep, well, they'll fix it. They'll fix it. They'll fix it." Is he still going to tell everybody? I mean, at this point, I mean, man, what does that look like for voting? It's you know, we had to put the nation into a recession to control inflation because we didn't do anything before. We refused to do anything before. And remember, at this point, Powell is Biden's guy. He's not Trump's guy because he was reaffirmed. He got voted in, and the Senate confirmed him and everything like that. So he is a Democrat guy now. So, um, yeah, it's kind of an interesting scenario, but I am kind of surprised that He actually said this. I think everybody knew it, everybody assumed it, but the fact that they said it would have been better in hindsight. Again, we the transitory inflation thing. I've been saying it for 2 years now that that was such bull, and that's not the way that it works, and it's proving now. And he's even saying that, yeah, maybe we should have done something more. So, again, I guess admitting you're wrong is a good thing, but at the same time, yeah. And here you go. S&B Chairman Jordan, I see inflation as the largest global challenge. I would agree as well. I would agree as well. Um, and look at Yellen. We are firm and resolved to hold Putin accountable, and nobody cares. Yeah, because I'll tell you right now, if it comes down to eating or not eating, they will want Russian wheat. Um, yeah, so we're gonna hold him accountable, and he's saying that he's doing the same to you. Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw it. I saw it actually this weekend. Thus far, the aid that we've sent to the Ukraine now has cost each American household $501 is what they have now forecast. The amount of aid that we've sent back and having to pay for that, getting the money and stuff, $501 thus far. Every American household is given towards Ukrainian aid. So, yeah, kind of interesting number. So, I don't know. And God even knows what the future military budget is going to look like because we don't get to see all that. So it's going to cost us more down the future. Uh, and there was an article too that I guess it was on my phone. It's not here; it's on my phone. That basically, I don't know who it was, but was thanking Putin for strengthening NATO. That basically NATO was brain dead and completely ineffective whatsoever. It was like pointless to have it. But because of Putin, it's the strongest it's been in like 30 years. So I'm telling you, Putin gets the Security Award of the Year, like the Nobel Security Award, right? Because he brought NATO back from basically shambles, right? He's going to be the single biggest cause of everybody going into renewable energies and getting away from fossil fuels. He's going to get like the Nobel, environmental award, right? It's unbelievable, right? One guy who had an ego has all these is looking for security for his country. He's looking for he's going to get all these other like, hey, listen, energy change happened because of Putin, right? It's crazy. So yeah, yeah, it's weird, weird world. So anyway, we have no other headlines. Canadian data all came in much higher than expected. The typical inflation read that we're going to get. I would expect that we're going to see probably a Canadian raise next time. Excuse me. Reason why we're not seeing a lot of movement in the dollar CAD, it's only one right now, is because oil's kind of getting beat up today. Oil's pulling back a little bit. The API number was kind of it was interesting. I mentioned just seeing that down draw this week. It was a little bit of a down draw. I'm wondering if this has given us just enough of a move down to kind of give us a spike higher today. We'll see how that one works out at 10:30. Again, we got a little bit of time for that one before we can start looking at it. But again, could put us in the right, in the right spot for a long. And again, if we do go long, we're probably tagging that 115 again, which yeah, sucks. Not looking for 115. Definitely not looking forward to that. So, yeah, unemployment change tonight for the Aussie. I think that'd be pretty decent. I'm okay with that number. I think what they're posting, the 3.9, makes sense. Um, how do we trade it ahead of time? I think we have to. That's going to be determined by kind of what we see in price action prior. Um, I think it's a good number. The 30. I mean, again, their 30,000 is not nearly as what our numbers are. Obviously, much smaller country, much smaller GDP. Unemployment rate coming down to 3.9 again, showing that they are moving in the right direction. Again, with interest rate rises, it's always good when you see these kind of positive things and the unemployment rate going down. But remember, at the same time, what they're saying the biggest issue in the United States right now is that there's 11 million jobs that are job openings, but there's only 5 million people that want to work. So it's double, right? If they may be in the same situation. They say that's one of the biggest problems right now is the demand for employees. We just don't have the employees to work it, right? That we're gonna have to crush that ambition down of companies. We need companies to lay people off and stop hiring people, which is like wait, what? We want to stop progress? It just shows you how good of a business environment it's been in. The fact that businesses are looking to hire twice as many people that we have available to work. Um, Again, who's getting paid there? The employees or the rich people? It's the rich people. But they could be having the same scenario in Australia as well. If the rates are getting too low, the unemployment rate's getting too low. A lot of people are like, well, this should be zero. Everybody should have a job. It's like, yeah, but again, typically you want some type of a rate here with this. There'll always be some type of natural unemployment rate. And it's just like inflation. You would say, well, isn't inflation bad? Don't we want to keep the same? Wouldn't it be good if the price, I mean, if cheeseburgers were still 25 cents, wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, but there's a certain level of, again, inflation that in there is what is considered healthy, to promote growth and profits and things like that. So unemployment is the same exact thing. Then we got some New Zealand data. So tomorrow morning, we don't really have much. We have the unemployment claims and the Philly Fed. They're all right. They're all right. Not the biggest movers, but they're not bad. So again, right now, biggest mover is still, and I wouldn't even say it's the pound. Like pound dollar's down 37. Euro pound is up 28. You're like, holy crap! Look at this. It's still down 100 and another 196. It's the yen. It's the yen because again, the dollar yen is down here, and again, dollar's up a little bit. Dollar's basically flat, but yet 118 is a big number. So again, it is yen strength coming back in. And it's funny. Remember, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it's like, oh my god, the yen is weak. We're gonna have to, we're gonna have to intervene on a global level. Holy crap, we're gonna hit 130. And the guy's like, yeah, 130, 135. It's not bad for the economy. It helps it out. It's not bad. And now all of a sudden, we're not hearing anything about, oh my god, Japan is sinking. Japan is sinking. Right. In fact, if you look at it, where is it? 128.55. Right. 128.55. I mean, we were getting all nervous up here, like, oh my god, it broke 131. That's it. Globally, we got to help it. And again, 135 is all the way up here, right? And now we're pulling all the way back down again. And again, 128 is not bad. I mean, it's they trust me. Japan likes it at 129, 130 much better than they like it at 128 because again, exports are cheaper. So, that's really the only movers in the currency market. We'll continue to see headlines come in, but yeah, I can't believe this. Yellow is yellow. Or no, excuse me, not even a color anymore. So, wah wah wah. And now PAL is going to start turning colors. Unbelievable. All right, so let's go over and look at some charts here. So VIX is spiking a little bit more today. Um, Again, typically tends to go up a little bit in the U.S. based session. That happens, not uncommon. Dollar right now, I'd say dollar shows that it's up 0.13, but not much. There was a little level it was bouncing off of about 4:30 this morning. It did hit it. Kind of a weird time, but again, not the ideal reversal time for them, but nonetheless, yeah, 5:30 is typically where we see the reversal, and that's kind of down here. So just gave us a little push, but it did go off of a level that you got to respect. A little bit weaker for today. Honestly, I mean, obviously we're downtrending. It says 0.11 up. I'd say the dollar's pretty flat today. We just don't really have a lot here, right? Um, I like to make sure you're awake. Ernest, did you get your internet figured out yet? By the way, yesterday you were like, "Yep." All right, was it? I don't know if it was you or James talking about the rolling power going out or internet going out or whatever it was. Did you get all that stuff fixed yesterday? And was it just wind or was there like a tornado or something that knocked it all out? I meant to ask that yesterday. And then you posted a very misleading picture on Instagram. So, have you basically said, Ernest, like, have you gone over the dark side now? Or you're eating? I didn't think you ate wet wings. I thought you only ate dry wings. And then you posted something about a curtain call. It's the curtain call, and there was wet wings. Like, have you gone? You've completely jumped now? Like, have you gone to the dark side with just wet wings, not dry wings anymore? You need to explain that a little bit more, my friend. I was kind of like, wait, what? Is he done posting food pictures? Is that what he means by curtain call? What does he mean here? Like, stop playing with me. Um, I think we should replace California with Japan. We could get China, California, and move. I know, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Briggs, I still feel like they should just break off into their own country. The oh my god, look at some of the data. Like, even the pot industry is failing there now, right? I mean, if you think about it, California, how does the pot industry fail in California, right? But they are, right? Yeah, it's the pot industry is even failing right now. They're talking about getting rid of the taxes for a year to help growers and stuff like that. It's like, really? It's California. Like, man, like you have free legal government weed and it's failing. Like, they don't get it, right? Yeah, everywhere else it's an awesome. Yeah, everywhere else it's growing. California, the pot industry is failing. I just don't understand. Um, cover strong listening. Stay tuned. It was just strong winds that knocked it out. All right, so dollar's not doing much. Let's dive into charts as Ernest is explaining to me his cryptic messages last night. Again, you better not be retiring from food. I'm telling you right now, Ernest, if you retire from food pictures, I'm gonna literally round up the ticks in Maryland and send them to your house in August because the ticks here, when they bite you now, you become allergic to meat. The vegans have the vegans are taking over Maryland. They're making everybody allergic to red meat now because of the ticks here. It sucks. I'm not allergic yet, but I've had 3 friends now that are now allergic to meat. Anyway, we talked yesterday about 69.86 being a level, looking for some type of a break of it. It's now hit it 4 times, and again, we're kind of pushing there again. With the Aussie news tonight, again, maybe we get some weakness in, but we are talking about a break of that 69.86, maybe taking a bounce off this yellow level, and overall looking for targets down here at 69.22. Since yesterday, I mean, Aussie dollar is minus 9 pips in 24 hours. It's not really in a position right now where we're like, yeah, trending market. Yeah, it's just not. It's not really there. So again, look for that one if you want to set an alert for it. Set it. It is the 23.6, but we've kind of bounced off it a few times at this point, so I'm not really concerned. But top side, looking at 70.43 still. Is kind of the top side of that one. We've kind of been front run one touch, and we've been able to get back to it. So shorts at 70.44, shorts at 69.86, looking for those two. Look for the potential bounce, and then again, overall push down. Aussie yen, collapsing like everything else. We talked about 90.26 being a level, being the 26. It did pull back. I don't know if it, let's see. Let's see. 1 to 3. It did. It made it out. So yeah, there's a successful one from yesterday. A 23.6 pullback on a level of supply that we mentioned. It was touch. It did hit at midnight 12:30. I didn't catch this one. I love to say, hey, listen, I said forget. No, I didn't. I was asleep. Did not catch this one, but again, your 1 to 3 was hit on this, and now we're collapsing through. So there's a little bit of a hiccup right here. You guys can see it right there. Not as concerned about it. Again, if you wanted to turn this one into a little bit of a Harry Potter for today, the strength that we've seen inside of the yen, I think if you get a confirmation, yeah, take it. This is not a bad one. It's only a 1 to 2.75. The 1 to 3 is right there. So it's a little bit deep into the zone, which is probably okay. You could probably shorten this one to there, right? That's actually the top of the body and then the two bodies there. So yeah, it's right at the 1 to 3. I'd say overall targets on this one coming down to 89.37. Again, there is news tonight, right? There is news for Aussie. And again, if we see Aussie weakness, Aussie weakness, Aussie weakness, that would actually be a decent level that I'd be willing to take a buy off of. Again, 50% retracement, a level of basing. It is confirmed and tested here. It took off, not obviously like an explosion like this, but it did take off. So again, for news, you can see it right. Whoops. Helps when you click the button. Right there is where the news is. So again, if we can get down to that level for news, could be a potential long opportunity later on this evening. But right now, I'd be looking to get short on this one, just to play on the continued yen movement. Euro pound, really just kind of jumping. We talked about a break of 84.35. We didn't get it. We were kind of sitting right there before the news. And again, we were kind of looking for a bit more movement before then. It was kind of poised for that, and all it did with the disappointment is it shot it back up, and now we're kind of basing. So, you can see, again, that was the 23.6 we were having problems with, and again, it chopped it, chopped it, chopped it, chopped it, punched higher. I would say right now, probably around here. If we can get much higher, then again, look to take that one short around 85.04. Um, Again, this one is still live. I love the fact that it literally went down and just kind of peeked its head in one little bit of a wick. This would be one that I'd say, hey, listen, next time the price gets down here, we're looking to take this one short. We'll add this one as an alert. Harry Potty short confirm. Boom. There we go. So think that's a decent level. And again, there's original base 1, 2, 3, and 4 just peeked its head through. Shouldn't be many buyers left. Looks like a good opportunity. It is about 30 pips. There's your 1 to 3. 30 sitting right about there. I'm cool with that one. So risk 8 for 30. Not a bad little kind of short trade. But if we can get to 85.03, then yes, looking to take that one short as well. Euro yen. So here's the euro yen trade. We talked about it yesterday, breaking through 136.00. Look for a pullback. Again, we got it. It came down in base right here on the green candle. I'll show you on the 15. It's a little bit easier to see. Right in here, right? There's the base right there. Well, obviously not the cursor here, but right here. I hate how it's in the middle. Can I move it to the side? Yeah. Drop, base, pullback, and boom. And it rolled over in the session. And again, you actually had another one here, so you could have taken this one at 3 as well, down. It's almost a full completion at this point, so a little bit late to get into the trade now. But if you were here yesterday, we talked about this one being short entries, looking for targets down at 35.10. Nice runner. I mean, all the way down, really to where the first hiccup is about 77 pips. Right now, it's still 60 up. It was 75 pips profit at its max so far. And again, just a little bit more to go on there. Yeah, there's your 1 to 3. So had you been around for yesterday, this was a pretty decent setup. And again, the basing right here is the telltale sign. Like, yep, look for the pullback, and boom, pullback and movement. Euro dollar. So euro dollar, we came back down in the overnight. Again, euro dollar, it's moved -1 pips. It's not trending right now. Not necessarily the most tradable thing. All we did was kind of found the top here and kind of based around, put a new top in, and then use that same level here, that same old level, and came down and touched 105 and popped. So we're waiting for the next, really the next shoe to drop on this one. When is it going to drop? I don't know. I mean, obviously nothing tomorrow, nothing really Friday. There's just not a major. I don't know. There's just nothing major left on this one, really. So again, I do like this one short. Again, the EU saying, yeah, we're going to raise, but they're raising 0.25 in July. I mean, we're almost in June. I mean, 0.25, it's not really, I don't know. I asked myself, what are we worried about here in the 0.25 raise? Trying to think what else we could, what else really is there to be concerned about? Not really much in here, right? Hold on one sec. Um, so, like I said, it's got to kind of clear this realm. I'm definitely more bearish this one. Our hopes of getting the parity this week. I mean, obviously we're thwarted a little bit. But overall, I'm still looking for this one to come down. I just, I don't necessarily have a great buy or sell, and there's no real catalyst out there that you're like, yep, that's it. There's where it's going to do it. I really will pull it off this edge off. So, yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't even think that was a 23. Well, maybe it was a 23. Let's see. That was a bit too deep. The 23s would have got stopped out on it. So, yeah, it was really pure just the 105. So, yeah, but I like this one to come back down. I'd still like that. I don't know. Maybe 23.6. I don't know. Maybe this 103.6 by the end of the week. I don't know. I feel like if we can get some more headlines, I feel like this should have. I mean, we should have got a lot more headlines than 60 pips. We should have got a lot more movement than what we got. Right. I mean, the comments that Pal made, like, yeah, we screwed up. We should have went more. Next two meetings, 0.5, bring us up to 2%. That should put mortgage interest rates over 6. That should be fun and exciting. Yeah, all those mortgage guys that were making boy band money at 2.8 for refis are like, you know, they're filing for unemployment now. Like, oh my god, why does nobody want mortgages now? It's because it's 6 versus 2.8. Um, I wish we had another. I wish we had one more big blockbuster thing. But yeah, I'm still looking for targets down here. Pound yen coming down the levels back at 160. We talked about a couple of these levels bouncing off of. We had a new piece, and again, that's what it pinged off of last night. 3 o'clock, we were already in the move. This was already yen coming back down again. This orange area is an old level. It's not. It doesn't even line up with the fib. It's an old level, right? We had the touch here. We had the touch here. Here was 3. Here was 4. So we're kind of hitting that level now. I'm curious to see if we base in there and there's any bit of a pullback. I would say as far as levels go, um, we'll leave that there. But obviously there's some basing right here in front of the 50. So there's a potential stop for this one, as well as you can see there's another level down here at the 61.8. So I think either of these two levels would be nice little kind of rollover points for today. I'm going to change them both into these colors, right? I would say that these are kind of the two levels where I could see a potential reversal if it's going to occur. 159.06, 158.18. And again, those are associated with the 50 and the 61.8 levels for fibs. They are both levels. Like I said, this orange one is an old level. We'll see if it bases through and again, it may form the base and then pop back out again. But right now, again, yen was, or I'm sorry, yen is getting strength today. Pound, again, I hate to use disappointing that it's a disappointing number because it's not. But it was not what people had expected. So not quite as amazing. Anyway, pound dollar. So pound dollar yesterday, we talked about it. We drew it here at noon. We talked about it, just continuing to fall and drop. We were actually associating with what Powell was having to say. It absolutely should have done that with what Powell had to say. As you can see, the zone never got stopped out, and when the news came in, it did do it then. So it was odd that it took the pound. It's strange that it took the pound CPI data to send this to the downside, but yet Powell can say, "Listen, we're going to raise it 1% total in the next two meetings, right? We're going to do point five, point five." It is odd that it took the pound to move this one this much. But at the end of the day, what did it do? Exactly what we drew yesterday about kind of retracing back down again. So, yeah, I mean it's not bad. I wouldn't say that this one is giving us a lot of direction. Minus news up, news down. Um, let's see. Is there any hidden levels in here that we should watch out for? Mm, yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. And it's there. Probably there. I'd say let's bring this across. Hold on, I got to make this level. Um, close enough. Close enough. So arrow out. Um, so profit target for shorts obviously coming in at 123.50. Again, psychological number beyond the 50 right there. I would say on this one there is a probable. I would say probable potential bounce, right? 50% retracement is going to be a level. There is basing there, and there is kind of a takeoff point. This may be a little bit front run on there, but I think that's probably not the worst level in there to get long. What do we got to go on that? About 66 more pips, so it's kind of in there for tomorrow. Um, hmm. Do we have anything low? None. Dollar pound. Industrial order expectations. G7. Not much. Hmm. Yeah, this is gonna have to be a natural ground based off of everything we've heard right now on the dollar. So yeah, it's gonna have to push down, but maybe for news, Harker. Where are we at here? Existing home sales could be there. Unfortunately, I think the Philly Fed, yeah, unemployment Philly Fed 8:30 tomorrow is about the only major mover left. So maybe I don't know. Maybe if we push down, that's a lot of slow time here. But maybe we go there and then bounce, right? Maybe that's what we look like. 60 pips from now till tomorrow morning with no lack of any real major news. That's probably about the only thing in there. Yeah, it's probably about it. So yeah, is what it is. All right, so let's go to the next one. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD obviously chopping sideways. We talked about this level yesterday. I mean, again, it was pushed to the brink, so it wasn't an area we weren't looking to go long until 127.72. You can see it's still getting kind of chatterboxed in there. So, and really, the reason this is not moving is because we had great CAD data today, awesome CAD data, but oil's down to 109. Right, we were at 115 2 days ago. So, um, unfortunately, the oil weakness is what's really kind of bugging this one right now. It's it is what it is. Not much we can say about it. Unfortunately, its main driving factor of strength is weak right now. So no real no real movement. Again, you can set some alerts on this one. Look for top or bottom. I think 127.72 is really the area where I'd like to go long. Um, I do think I do like this one long. Like I say, I think this one deserves to be a little bit higher. Just based off of everything, CAD is not going to raise at the same level that the United States is going to raise. So eh, there's probably some more in that one. So you know, um, yeah, yeah. Take it for what it's worth. I'd like to get long, but there's just no trend right now. For me, it's just not tradable. Dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, we talked yesterday about bouncing off this level. Again, 2 o'clock we came back down again. We were talking about, and it did. It spiked once, and ended up needing a second hit at that level to kind of go higher. and it came back up, and we talked about it touching that 23.6. And again, not a 23.6 from this side, but again, we literally hit the 23.6 and now rolling back down again. So again, had you been in the Swiss, this was a nice little runner. Again, 45. It was over a 1 to 3. From there, right there, and 1 to 3 was only right there. So right there. Actually, either one of them would have been fine. You could have taken either one of these things. Um, but again, the 1 to 3 is out. So it took a little bit longer than we would have anticipated, but the same trade worked. Again, moved in the middle. Sorry, fib traders. Um, but yeah, so right now I assume it comes back down again. We just need another. We need the dollar surge. What we need. Um, Literally, we need the dollar surge in dollar CAD. We need dollar surge in pound dollar. We need the dollar surge in the Aussie dollar. We're waiting for that next statement. That's it. There's no ifs ands or buts. We're waiting for the statement. It's coming. It's coming, but we don't have it yet, unfortunately. Hold on 1 second. Just drop something. Where is it? Right there. Sorry, I had to grab something. Drop. Dollar yen. So dollar yen is now touching that level at 128. So, we talked about this one top and bottom. Kind of missed the top again. We don't necessarily need this one. You can see that the profit target was hit. Again, kind of got front run on the profit target. We're down on a level now. Now it's an interesting area. We are approaching that 1030 time frame. We have seen massive amounts of yen strength. Is this time for a reversal now? And I would say it's actually not a bad level. It's in it now. It is basing. Again, it's going against what the day's trend is, but that's kind of what this reversal time frame is all about, right? Finding, getting the reversal, finding the bottoms of it. It's an okay level. It looks like it's going to have some problems though. In just that, if you kind of look at it right now, you can say, hey, wait a second, we pushed pretty deep. We are basing in there. It's like, yeah, that's when a reversal comes in. This is what they look like. It did push pretty deep, but it is backstop a little bit. So, if you really wanted to kind of change this around a little bit, you could also say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take it off of this level instead, right? And again, we're right there. It's an at the money trade right now. Let's put a long position on there and see what that actually would look like if it's feasible. Again, the stop's a little bit big on that one. It is 20 on that for me. So 1 to 3 is only right there, though. That's back up to where the morning move was of a 129.30. Not a bad little trade, right? Not a bad little trade there. So not horrible. And you can use kind of either one of those if you want. Let's see. Cryptos are getting cranked again, 3.3. Ethereum down lower. Bonds rising again. So yeah, it's a risk. It's a risk on. All right, let's go look at oil real quick. Let's see. Let's get our first gauge of oil. So, yeah, let's hope we go farther down than that. Let's see. All right, let's go back and check this area out here. Mm, So we know we have a level here. See, this sucks. I hate this. Look at this. There's a little tested level there, and really, if you wanted to draw this one, there's a little tested level there. So we got a couple different areas. This one we can remove. Whoops. All right. All right. Let's see. That right now. Let's drop this down to a 1 minute. Okay, that gives us a good idea. Uh, it's 10:08, so we're definitely a bit early on this one. So I just kind of get some easy levels marked off. It's okay. Maybe. Maybe. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, so right now, again, we'll leave this low. We'll keep this marked off right now. We'll stop back in about 10 minutes. Like I said, it's a bit early at 10:09. Let's drop this with 30. Let's look at natural gas and see what we got going here. So, natural gas, I mentioned this with Ann earlier. We are obviously, playing some bouncy games in here. We are getting a little bit of a reprieve right now. It is pulling back a little bit, which is actually not horrible. Um, hmm, I don't know that I would take this short though. I mean, I don't. Hmm, yeah, I don't necessarily actually like this one short. Okay, we know that was a level. We popped through, but we've touched it. Let's see. Pull that one off. We're going to get more near term. Mm, let's see. Does that coincide with the 23? That is the question that I have. 23 is lower. See the aggressive guys, yeah. That's what I was trying to see there. That may be another long right there. Like I said, decent confirmation, decent push. And again, we finally broken through, so technically we could be gone on this one. We know it was a level, but technically it is out now. Put a warning line right there. Let's see. That would actually make sense. That wouldn't be a. That is not necessarily a bad one. Yeah, not necessarily a bad one there. Yeah, 822, and again looking for one little bump, and then up at 889. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's keep that one on the radar. I don't know if we'll hit it today though. That could be an inventory thing for tomorrow for natural gas. Gold. So gold's chopping back and forth. Yesterday we talked about this, a break of 118. I'm sorry, 1815.25. We ended up getting the confirmation here. Again, late night trade. It should have went down a lot more based on what Powell said that, hey, listen, inflation's way too high. We're going the other direction. We are going to crush inflation. It's going to go down. If we got to go more than neutral, we're going to do it. Um, Again, super bold statements by Powell. So this should have moved more than it actually did. Um, what to do on this one? Again, if you're short on this one, I still think you're fine. Again, there should be some more comments. The market had no reaction really to his comment yesterday, so he could get a little bit more bold today if he really, really wanted to. Again, if you're short, you've made it to what, about 1 to 2? 1 to 1.5 is really what you made it to. So, it's. I still think 18's in the books for sometime this week. We got 2 more days to go. I would say 1800 is probably still there as far as an overall target to the downside. I think we probably end up at 18. We just need a little bit more push. As you can see, silver's taken off a bit more. Silver, is down zero point 0.6. Gold is down zero point 0.1. So it's moving. Again, it's really still holding firm at this 2150 level. Again, psychological level. You can see it spent so much time there. When Powell spoke, it really didn't do much. And again, these guys are supposed to be hedges for inflation, and we just said we're going to crush inflation. We're going backwards. We're going to get rid of demand. We're going to go into a recession, and it just kind of held its value. So, again, it's trying. Looks like it's going to again probably meander its way back down to the 21 level, down at this black line. Not necessarily any type of straight setup though that I really am like, yep, that's awesome, love that one. Besides the 2159, which actually this should be red. Right there, sorry. That should be red. That's a two-touch red up top. That's the only like real firm thing that I have in here. So as far as these go, again, look at the basing. Bop, bop, bop. Tease, 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 tease. Base, drop, and now we've pulled back in again. And it's funny, this is what it's hitting. So, if you're looking for something, I mean, I guess if you're looking for something small, There could be a case made here that this is a bit of a racetrack. It's a little ugly, but you have a 1 to 3 sitting right there, right there, which is the right spot. That's where profit should come out of. So something small. I don't love it, but all right. VIX is accelerating. All right, Janet. What else have you said, Janet? Oh, nothing much. Oh, if inflation, the central bank is ready to act. The S&B is not hostage to other central banks. We lead our own independent monetary policy. We must be vigilant regarding prices. Okay. Uncertainty regarding the economy and inflation is very big. Um, that's pretty funny. I don't know why. I don't know if Jordan has got a Napoleon thing or what, but I don't feel that anybody else was telling the S&B what to do. Right. Um, I don't know. Maybe this has to do with rubles or something like that. Maybe they're like, hey, dude, you can't block rubles. We need the gas. So, like, no, you cannot ban them and do stuff. So maybe they're going to go back to a neutral status to get gas. I don't know. But it's a very harsh word, right? We're not going to be hostage to other central banks. We lead our own independent monetary policy. So I don't know. Maybe he was told by somebody what he needed to do, right? All right, you need to do this, right? But yeah, obviously Jordan is a little angry. So I don't know what all that's about. Um, that's the only news. Hmm. Yeah. All right. Go Jordan. Jordan angry. So yeah. Anyway, VIX is up. So again, as you'd expect, these are all a little bit lower. Um, there you go. Look at that. At the open, we were wondering about this one. It's like, oh, this could be an area where we could, actually, it wasn't there. We mentioned if it was at the open, it was actually higher, and then it drove through. So yeah, unfortunately, it was out. So let's see. We are clear now. Unfortunately, on this, there's not really a whole lot. There's just a bunch of small areas. I get this point. Let's see. This trap went twice. Let's remove the traps now. And again, it's good to know that that didn't hold. Let's see. Let's see where there's going to be some hidden people today. Looks like 2032 right now. Kind of like this backstop here a little bit better. We're going to turn this yellow. This is ugly. Mm. Yeah, I would say right now, if I'm going to throw a target on the end of the day, it's 39.83 if we continue this path. But a pullback to 23 Sixers are going to step in at 40.32. There is a little bit of a level up there at 20.36. So again, just be cautious. If we do get any type of a rally up, that's probably where there'd be additional selling stepping in. Again, it is 10. It is almost that 10:30 mark. This would have been like a 9:30, 10 o'clock 10 reversal, a little bit early. I'm wondering if this is just getting a little bit of a hiccup and a continued push down. Right now, I'd say probably more of a push down. On a 15-minute basis, again, 9:30 was right here. We were not setting in a level. If anything, it may have been a long trade, but we knew that the confirmation was lower, so it wasn't really close enough. So maybe you tried to set something here and potentially got stopped out on it, but it was not in an opening print setup. NQ. NQ actually, this one I would say is probably more of a case for to go long at the open. It was a level that was tested all the way down. So in reality, this is what was left on that one. With it opening here, you may or may not have wanted to kind of take that one. So it was a pretty deep push in, unfortunately, and that's kind of what messes these things up. As you can see, confirmation came in the break at 23,500. Eh, I don't really like this one at all. Not for a long. There's not really any clear defined zones over here. It was very, very choppy and just not, again, very wicky with the news. Again, this was that back and forth day on the 16th on Friday where it was like down, up, down, up, down, up. And it was literally like, how many times do we need to break the Globex low and then the high? I mean, really, right now, I mean, I'd kind of do the same thing and say, all right, listen, where's there a level? And it looks very similar, right? It just came back and touched the 23.6. So you're gonna have there are gonna be fib traders that are short right now. Um, I don't like this setup, right? If the red was the highest and then the green and then the red was lower, then that would be okay. But the fact that it's this, and this high, I don't really like this one as much. So this is purely, if this goes down, this is purely just fib traders jumping in there, getting an extension on this one. So, um, yeah, yeah, it's all right. I don't love it. Let's see, actually, so it looks like they will target 12,243. Actually, I can throw both these targets on there, right? 12,243 and 12,207. 12,207 flat would be those targets for the extension if this is the pullback. Again, this would be the area where they're doing it, so that's kind of probably what they're shooting for. Would be those three profit targets. So yeah, it's okay. YM. I told you about YM. Kind of had the weirdest data. And again, YM. We just completed a trade here at 8:45 this morning. We literally just hit it. And again, do we want to take an immediate reversal? Tend not to. And again, this zone has already been broken. It pushed it to the end, so probably not. Especially with this one just closing out. So, um, yeah. Unfortunately, the openings today just weren't that great. They were completing yesterday's trades. Are we going to find buyers here? Yeah, sure. Looking to the left, there's some buyers here. Probably in this level right here. You can see there was a confirmation, a base, a strong push off of it, a confirmation touch. It literally hit it and bounced, not fast, but it was also end of day, and that's what we just came off of. So YM is kind of set up for a potential reversal. Again, we're getting into that 10:30 time. We are running into a level where there's confirmed buyers. It's having a little bit of problems right now, but if anything, I think probably heading down to this next target is probably more what we're looking for. Probably more what we're looking for, and this next little kind of short down here. Um, Again, let's see where would there be a pullback. It really does. It really should be here, but we're gonna run from here. Yeah, it's kind of that old level. Let's see, yeah, it's close. It's set reversal. It is kind of in the middle of the road today. So if we were gonna see any type of buying, this is where it would come in. Um, my worry is that there is a little bit of a level just right above it. I think I like the lower level better. But again, opening print, no, you would not have traded this one today. Not with this push down. So, and completing the other trade. I'm just curious. This is gonna mess with me now. It's pretty small. It only needs to move to there. I don't know. Some of you may have gotten to this one. It's okay. It's rather small. Again, obviously it's counter trend. It did hit a little bit early. It did hit at the 10:05 time frame. So you know a little bit early. Um, I don't know. I'd love to be more insightful on this one. I'm just not loving it. It's okay. I mean, we'll see. Maybe it comes to fruition, and then I promise I will claim no credit for giving you guys that one at all. Like I said, some of you guys may already be in it, but again, a little bit early for me. It's a very kind of again, it was at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. based news there. So Russell again, Russell is officially out. We talked about this one in Nadex. Again, it triggered at 8:30. 9:30 is when it officially is out. So again, obviously, there's no. This one wasn't possible for any type of opening print trade because it was already in a trade already. So nothing have to worry about there. So yeah. Right now, again, would I use that 1827? Probably not. Again, we got a confirmation entry off of it, so you could technically draw and say, "Hey, listen, there's a new zone sitting right there. There's your confirmation, right? I want, you know, that's it right there. That's where the zone is. Uh, there could be a case made for that, sure. This is the strongest of the pairs today. It is rallying up right now, and again, it has really kind of done its reversal for the morning. But I think right now, with the VIX going higher at 6.7%, it's probably going to be more of a negative day today. So it wouldn't be, kind of my, top five. I love this trade. But again, we just literally finished the trade. This end was it YM or NQ? It was YM. So I mean, literally, this trade just completed at the open. This trade just completed at the open. This one we didn't have necessarily have one there. And again, this one was already done from before. And if you had taken it a second time, if you had continued across not the original push, there's what it would have looked like. You would have been out this morning at about 9:15. So they all kind of had the same type entries in there, all completing more or less at the same time. Really, not much you can do with that. So let's go over and look at CL, see if we got any stabilization in this guy. Let's go down to 1 minute. Looks like we have. Um, yeah, we came back up. Looks like we came back up and grabbed that level again. Originally, when we drew this, we were sitting right here. So it looks like we came back up again. Right now, I mean, considering we're 5 minutes before, the only stabilization we had would have been in that level. And again, this is what that would have looked like using that stabilization level. Um, would be this. But again, that's pretty deep in his zone we're bouncing off of. We know we got a bit more of a level. So again, that's not really the hold we want, but I guess it's close. I mean, it's the hold in that level. So we'll see what it's able to do. We got about 4 minutes before this release comes out. Um, and this almost looks like the scenario where it's kind of moving early, right? Kind of moving early. Let's see how jacked up. Let me pull Nadex up real quick. Let me see how jacked up these Nadex positions are today. What do we got here? Let's see. Crude oil. Let's see. Wow. Wow, that's pretty crazy. The cheapest out of the money Nadex contract on the 2 hour basis, right? This is kind of funny. The cheapest is $30 worth of risk, and it needs to move $1. That's insane. It needs to have $1 worth of movement in an hour, hour and a half, with $30 worth of risk on it. That's kind of a lot. A lot of premium baked into that one. Let's see. What does crude oil look like for call spreads? So it's an out of the money call spread on the 2 hour with $42 risk for 108 gain. Mm, Also, kind of a lot. Yeah. Trying to see if there's anything even remotely worth it. Oh, it popped up. That's why. Honestly, I mean, I hate to say this, but they're all basically the same. The one that does, I mean, looking at all those 2 hours, they should be the easiest ones to trade this for. Honestly, the only one that really makes any sense, and we're a little bit deep into it right now from this movement already, is actually the knockout, right? Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, the knockout, it's the same level of risk, even though we're in there. If we get any type of pullback, it's $45, with a max profit of 105 if it's touched. So yes, it does put us on the top side, but we don't have the time value restriction on it. Um, I guess that's weird. That is weird. Um, Yeah, 30 it's 38 $35 $36 worth of risk for 112 to the downside. And at least it gives you the time value of it. right? It gives you the time value of it. So here we go, round up a little bit. We'll see. I mean, we'll see in 1 minute. Um, yeah, we'll see. Let's go back to here. Nope, don't care about that one. And we'll see how that one pops out. As we're waiting on this one, again, Will won yesterday. Will's in for 3. He's like, don't say my name. Don't say my name. So everyone else is going for 50 today. Will's going for 100. There's victory number 2 in there. We only got 7 in there. Who are we missing today? I see Debbie. I see Marina. I don't see Carol. I don't know where Carol's been. We got Ernest. We got Neuro. We got Briggs. We got Eki. Who the heck are we missing today? That was pretty funny. Oh, it broke through the top. I was like, wait a second. What just happened? Let's see what the number is. I can tell you my Natick chart just blinked off. So come on, don't tease me. You know the number. Look at that. What a nice pop. Look at that. You can't. There's nothing in there for that. So this one, again, the early one would have pulled. So it did pull down. What is the number? Now I'm really curious what the heck this number is. And minus 3.4. So yeah, we talked about a negative number. So we missed the negative number by a little bit. We were talking about minus 4, minus 5, minus 3.4 is not bad. So yeah, it did. Um, yeah, it pulled back, but it didn't. Again, we were talking about this level. It didn't quite make it there. And remember, what the rule says is we need the price to stop, right? We're looking for the price to stabilize itself and kind of hold. This is the best hold that we got at 119. And again, it still was kind of, I wouldn't say that that really held for longer than a minute or 2 minutes, right? Not really the best setup today. But again, we're getting the initial spec, and now everybody and their brother's trying to buy it, and we're watching it go back down again. So kind of a weird one, kind of boring, right? Kind of boring. Trying to see if anything else was accelerated in there. So not really, not much. Again, that 1.3 is not horrible, or I'm sorry, the 3.4 is not bad. I think with the industry report being minus 2.4, they expected a negative number, which is how big of a negative number. So it's within close proximity. So, eh, nothing, nothing crazy. All right, let's go and do the drawing today. I still can't figure out who the heck we're missing. We got Neuro. I don't know who we're missing today, but we're definitely missing somebody. We typically are 8 or 9, and we're missing people today. All right, winner of today's drawing. Let's see if Will takes number 2 or not. Answer is yes. Will took it with 3. He had what, a 21% chance? So Will takes it again. I'm telling you, man, Will, I don't know what you did, man. You did something. You know what I'm gonna do tomorrow? I'm not gonna say anybody's name. So here's my new theory with this, right? Yeah, I mean, I did mention Will. So regardless of what happens, I am not mentioning anybody's name tomorrow because I feel at this point it's like I say somebody's name, they win, right? I say somebody's name and they win. Yeah, tomorrow, not going to say anything. We're right back to where we were. So again, it was kind of more of an expected release. So yeah, had you gotten into this one and you locked it in at break even, you got stopped out at break even. So, but the sentiment is there. Congrats. I mean, Debbie, I just assumed that you were drinking already. I mean, after paying those gas prices, I mean, maybe you are still drinking from yesterday. I don't know. But after paying those gas prices in Jersey, I mean, I feel like that's the thing, right? I saw that and I was like, man. So, all right. With that said, everybody have a good trading day today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. We'll be back on. Hopefully, we got a little bit more kind of level heads. As I said, we're getting major. People are getting angry here, right? You got people being over here being bully. We're being vigilant, and we're not going to be taken hostage. Like that's pretty sharp terms. And then we got Powell trying to burn down the world at this point, being like we should have raised it in the past, right? Yeah, yeah. So it is what it is. You guys have a great trading day. Thank you for joining today, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care.